God has a plan for you. Sarah sat on the porch of her small, quiet home, staring at the sunset. The vibrant colors filled the sky, but inside she felt nothing but confusion and frustration. It had been a difficult year. The job she loved had slipped away. Her relationship ended in a painful breakup, and now she was struggling to see any meaning in it all. "Why, God?" she whispered into the cool evening air. "Why me? What is your plan for me?" For months, Sarah had been praying, asking for guidance, for a sign. But all she felt was silence. She grew more impatient with each passing day, believing that perhaps she had been forgotten. She thought back to her childhood, where faith seemed simple. Her grandmother would always remind her, "God has a plan for you, Sarah, even when you can't see it." The words felt like distant memories now, buried under the weight of her recent struggles. One day, Sarah decided she couldn't sit around waiting any longer. She grabbed her jacket and decided to take a walk through the nearby woods, hoping that nature might offer her some clarity. As she wandered deeper into the forest, Sarah found herself at an old, familiar spot, an oak tree she used to climb as a child. The tree stood tall and strong, its roots tangled and deep in the earth. She sat down beneath it, leaning her back against its solid trunk, and closed her eyes, letting the sound of rustling leaves and distant birds soothe her. A gentle breeze brushed her cheek, and she opened her eyes to find an elderly woman walking toward her. The woman, with her silver hair and kind eyes, smiled warmly as she approached. "Beautiful place, isn't it?" she asked, settling down beside Sarah. "Yes, it is," Sarah replied, unsure why this stranger was here in the middle of the woods, but feeling oddly comforted by her presence. The woman looked at Sarah with a knowing gaze. "You look troubled, dear." Sarah sighed. "I've been praying, asking God for answers, but it feels like He's forgotten about me. I don't know what I'm supposed to do anymore." The woman nodded slowly, as if she understood completely. God never forgets. Sometimes the answers we seek don't come in the form we expect. Sometimes the silence is part of His plan. Sarah frowned, unsure. "What do you mean?" "Think of this tree," the woman said, gesturing to the oak. "It stands tall now, but it started as a small seed, buried deep in the earth where no one could see it. For a long time, it struggled beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to break through. And when it did, it grew strong because of its roots." Sarah glanced at the tree, the metaphor sinking in. "So, you're saying my struggles are like the roots?" "Yes," the woman said, her eyes softening. "God is working in your life, even when you can't see it. The pain, the confusion, they're part of the process, helping you grow stronger. It might not make sense now, but in time, you'll see. He has a plan for you, and it's more beautiful than you can imagine." Sarah felt a tear slide down her cheek. "But what if I never understand? What if I never see that plan?" The woman smiled gently. "Faith, my dear, is trusting that God's plan is perfect, even when it doesn't align with our own. Keep moving forward, step by step. Keep praying, keep trusting. One day you'll look back and realize that everything, every joy, every heartache, was leading you to something greater." The woman stood up, her presence as calm as a soft breeze. "Remember," she said, "God has a plan for you. You're never forgotten." As she walked away, Sarah felt a quiet peace settle over her heart. She stayed beneath the oak tree a little longer, watching as the light filtered through its branches. For the first time in a long while, she didn't feel lost. She didn't need all the answers right now. She just needed to trust the journey. And with that, Sarah rose to her feet, ready to face the unknown, knowing deep down that God's plan was unfolding, one step at a time.